Hello, everyone. It's Kelly here again, and I am finally getting this video up. I've redone it several times, and hopefully, I can get this done. I am doing my cleaning up, organizing my craft room, and I wanted to share with you. Of course, this area right here is where I do a lot of my work, and I'm sorry about the little waviness in my video, but anyways, as you can see, this is my area where I do a lot of my work, just because it's a good sunny place, and but I do a lot of my wreaths, and so I moved a lot of my things over here for making wreaths and wooden door hangers, like pipe cleaners, and also some blocks of the foam for doing flower arrangements. So as you see here, that's what I've been doing a lot in this area. Wreaths, wooden door hangers. Of course, I've got my paints over here, and so this is where I've been doing a lot of my work. Of course, I kept my pegboard here because it's the best place for it. I don't have another wall that is big enough for this, and it's more handy here than it is anywhere else. So I like to keep it here close to my card making and scrapbooking area. My husband bought me a new glue gun right there on my counter. It's battery operated, and I really like it. I don't have to worry about a cord. I've been doing some teacups, some floating teacups, and they've been going about as fast as I can get them made. Like I said, I kind of rearranged a lot of these drawers for the area. I have some drawers down there where I put that in there to keep like my tools and tapes, gloves, things like that. I didn't really do anything with that shelf and this table here. As you can see, we had a little bit of snow left. This was done probably about a month and a half ago. I just kept on my embroidery machine. That wooden door hanger is one, it's like Tree of Life. And I've been keeping my printer ink down there in those drawers because it's not getting a lot of sun and exposure. Up here on my shelf, I still have my sewing machines. One sewing machine I've had since I was 18 years old, and there was a plant that didn't make it through the winter. I keep my cart here with all my paints because I still have been doing some wooden door hangers. We are starting a website, and I'll be sharing that with you soon. So you can go on there and see what we have for sale. I'm excited about that. I have my toys because we have a new puppy plus our other dog, and they like to play. And of course, I didn't change this up. I like to keep this stuff down here where my inks won't dry out. I've got my Big Shot and my sticker maker down there with some envelopes and cards that I've already made. Up here, of course, I'm going to keep this as my paper area where I do scrapbooking cards. I try to keep my Cricut, and I moved a lot of my vinyl over to here because it just makes sense. I have this shelf here where I have some little machines. Like this is it's my vinyl machine for putting it on paper, like cardstock. I've got picture printers. I've got two of them that have two different sizes. They print two different sizes, like 4x6 and like a 2x4. I think the other one is. And also my small Cricut. So here is I've got my 6x6 pads and some markers, embellishments. There's a picture of my niece with her husband. And I put my computer up here on a shelf. My husband built that for me so I can keep it close to my Cricut. Of course, my air conditioning, my TV. I have another cart here and it holds like some more stickers and like punches and some of the wire rings for closing a book together and that I use with my cinch machine. I didn't change this area up, which it needs to be organized, but there's my cinch machine. And then I have some stamps and there's some ribbon and specialty paper down there in that bottom drawer with some more ribbon, like thin ribbons in those drawers. And I did move those with letters to another area. Up here, it's just kind of a catch-all little, I've got some suckers and things like that. And then here's my glasses, my little girls, like their first pair of glasses. I'm so glad I kept those. Picture of my husband. I've been working in this book. It's a family tree book, and I've been working on off of my ancestry.com. And like I said, I've got a mess here, and those, of course, are all my paper pads and some stickers. I have these wreaths where I'll do like add a little bit of flowers or ribbons or bows, and I can always take them apart and reuse them. I have these two shelves here of things that my kids have given me. That my husband, I think it was my husband gave me that Minnie Mouse when I became a nurse. And there's my three daughters. And up here, I've just kept baskets of like some embellishments for like in that basket right there. I have some Easter embellishment, things like that for cards or things like that. And over there, I Valentine's Day. Or I haven't. And then those cups right there are from England. So I'm going to give those to my daughters. And there's my paper flowers. They were beautiful at the baby shower that I had. Of course, my overflow of my garland, flowers, greenery, and some more flowers. And I just like um, where they are. And I have some other wreaths here to make kind of a base wreath. And my mom gave me that little um, things that I just showed you that was hanging from the ceiling. Now, of course, my table is a family. It's been in our family for a long time, and I use it mainly this table here. I have a lot of like, I decorate it and things like that, but I do have some embellishments, some beads, some buttons, jewelry that I've taken apart. There's some paper. I want to try that twilling. I guess that's what quilling. And there's some chalk paint for my stencils. I keep those stencils in my bench over in that first area, kind of keep them from getting bent up. Um, Here I've got some jewelry that I took apart, like necklaces. I've got just tons of beads, small, just every size you can think of. In a basket, I'm working on a crochet project. I usually do that at night when I'm watching TV. And then under the table, I'm storing some wooden door hangers that some are done, some need to be put together, some are just pieces. But I've kind of tucked them up under there, get them out of the way. And there's a chandelier that I was working on. I think I'm going to put some solar lights in those little holders, candle holders, and hang it outside under a tree. I think that'd be really pretty. This shelf holds just like some cleaning supplies, some extra yarn and plant pots and buckets and things like that. Um, and inside those, a lot of times I'll put some of my other things. Like there's some puzzle pieces that I spray painted gold and some fake succulents. And so it's just kind of like project pieces. And I'm picturing my mom and dad back there. Up here is where I made some apothecary jars. I hope I'm saying that right. And then, of course, my chandelier. And I'm planning on trying to make another one of those. There's a glass bird bath that I made, and then I've got my wall of flowers, as you've probably seen before, and some ring lights and tripods. Over here in that box, I have another project. One of these days, I'll get to that. And then in these drawers, there are just some things like pie tins and things like that where I can use for projects. And of course, here's my beads and sequins in little jars. A lot of times when I have a bunch of the same kind, I'll put them in little jars. And there's some teacups that I've been working on, and everybody really seems to like. Okay, and like I said, this is my area where I do a lot of beadwork, teacups, things like that. I love making these. They're one of my favorites. Well, I don't know. I love all my activities that I do in my craft rooms. It would be hard to choose which one if I had to. But I just try to keep these as organized as possible. Like I said, if there's a lot, like there's some more jewelry pieces that where I took apart some brooches and things like that. I made this puzzle. It was about craft supplies, and I just glued it together and leave it on this table up here. There's that project I was telling you about, the quill or twill paper project, and it's supposed to be a butterfly, so I'm excited to do that one of these days. And I'll let you know when I do that. Okay, this is my big long table, and I have some little like mosaic tiles, some more jewelry pieces, and some little tiny beads and sequins and little gem pieces. And I keep in little tiny bottles. I have some books there for crafting, and that is my jet ink printer. I use that for when I do the foiling. And if you're interested in how that works, let me know and I'll show you how that works with the foiling. I have a laminator down there, um, trying to keep the dust off, so I keep it in the plastic. There's one of my little Lazy Susan tool things that I made one time. I think I have a video on that. I have some paint kits, and I bought that. I haven't worked with it yet, but it's like for um, the cups or that you can do the glitter on. I have some odds and end pieces down here and then some mesh uh, for making wreaths. And also, it's just, I know my Craftroom is overwhelming, but if you ask for something, I could go straight to it and tell you where it is. I just know my craft room. Up here I have some Christmas little pieces, and there's for embossing some powders and things like that for doing that. I have that, keep that in just one basket. Over here is just some more, like I have some of these where I keep like my little um, used plastic bags that I keep after I get my beads and things like that, my little glass bottles, and just some other random glue guns and things like that. Under here I have some more mesh. And then I took apart a lamp and with a glass lampshade, and I'm going to do something with that. Here I've got just some random things, some tape and glue and clay and things like that. Some other things, odds and ends. I use those for my floating teacups. I have a basket of twine for my wooden door hangers. And back there I have some other project-y stuff. Back in this corner, this is my newest corner, and it's where I move that table out from against the wall, and I'm going to use that as like when I'm doing my wooden door hangers, laying back there to dry and keep all my ribbon and things like that. Over there, that shelf, that hasn't really changed. I keep a lot of my teacups and um, things like that on there. And of course, I've loved my table. It actually came out of an old bar, and that table is just, it weighs a ton. But as this is my craft room and this is my happy place, so if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. If there's something you want me to watch me do, just let me know in the comments, and I would love to show you what I know. I'm not an expert on anything, but I'll be posting soon on one of my videos that new website. I've got to work on a wooden door hanger now for a friend, so. But thank you again so much for watching, and I'll be getting some more videos out here soon. So you all take care, and I'll talk to you soon.